I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time for Devon. If anyone's ever interested in requesting review, movie topic, reaction, pretty much any type of video, you can request it either directly to my PayPal or you join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. But this is a review of episode 2 of Chernobyl. And I had reviewed the first episode, and it's definitely a show that draws you in because of the real life horror of Chernobyl, and it definitely has this uneasy sense of dread with its atmosphere, its eerie, minimalistic horror type of musical score. It's a well shot film. I keep saying film, but it's a well shot show. It was for HBO, and just the whole story of Chernobyl itself and what happened and the tragedy, and you've seen this thing where how much of it is the absolute truth, I don't know. How much of it is just a dramatization of the events and not the real true to life going ons, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know all the info on it. But as a show, it works and it draws you in. And in the first episode, we had the accident and assholes wanting to cover up because they were full of shit. Here, that's not really paying off, because in this point, the firefighters from the first episode, they've been sick, try to be sealed off. Hospital workers are being overrun. One interesting scene is they're piling the clothes of their patients, and you tell they're getting stuff on their hands, so even that little exposure is a detriment. I thought the cast, you had Jared Harris as our lead, this professor, and then you had Stellan Skarsgård as this guy who doubts the stuff at first, but you do see slowly that he's coming to the professor's way of thinking. And the two are sent off to double check Chernobyl. Because the Jared Harris, he's like, wait a minute, there's some stuff that doesn't add up. Wait a minute, this doesn't report that there's this thing that's graphite. The only way that out is from the inner core. There's something they're not telling us. And then when they get there, the professor's like, hey, wait a minute, this is bullshit. See that? That's like blue glow coming from the plant. That means the core is exposed. You can't put water on it. You gotta put the sand and other shit in there. You can't have the helicopters go over because they'll get fucked up. And we do see that is the case, because a helicopter tries to go over, it gets fucked up. And I think it's a very well shot show. Because from the distance you see this helicopter waver and then fall. And you're like, I think the fact that it was done in such a wide shot from far away made it a bit different, made it a little bit more unique. Because usually it's up close, destruction, chaos, overload of CGI, crashing here, boom, boom, boom. Oh, the fact that it was from the distance made it a little bit more eerie, as we're seeing it from the other character's point of view of what happened. Other nice camera work when the city nearby is finally evacuated. You see this shot where the characters, our two characters, are on the rooftop and the camera pulls back to pretty much showcase the entire city is an empty fucking vacuum. And the episode ends with another cataclysm waiting to happen because this water that isn't drained, it needs to be drained, otherwise there'll be an explosion and it's going to create a shitload of megaton explosion that's going to make things even 10 times worse. So now they got to ask 3 people to go in, drain the water, and pretty much these 3 people are going to be dead because there's so much radiation and shit in there. They're going to be dead. So people literally have to volunteer to die, but they'll save millions. And it ends with these 3 brave people down there and the flashlights are going out. And goddamn, this is a bummer of a show, I'll tell you that. But interesting. And again, I can't tell you if that's all that happened. If this is all the intricate details of what happened, or, well, that's bullshit and that's bullshit because they did that for drama, that's not really what happened. I can't tell you. People who are much more knowledgeable would school me on that and then some. But like I said, as a program, like I said, it's a movie that I keep saying movies. I'm used to reviewing movies. It's a show that it's shot and the music that a lot of it feels like a horror film, which I guess makes sense because it's such a horrific situation. I mean, imagine dying from radiation and pretty much being melted from the inside out. That's what radiation pretty much does to you. And just the danger and just how big they make the danger, where, you know, the lead guy's talking about how more than likely, just because we're standing here, we could be dead in 5 years. Just because of us standing here. Because it blows with the smoke and it carries the radiation waves. And if there's a movie that wants to showcase the danger of power plants and nuclear energy and radiation, this is a show to do it. And it does pull you in and makes you go, what is going to happen next? Which is a positive spin for any show. And I really don't have much issues with it. Like I said, it's well acted. It's well shot. This is not an action show. It's not supposed to be. It's very... I guess if you don't want to see a serious show that it's a bit depressing, which makes sense because of the subject material. It'd be fucking weird if all of a sudden there'd be some goddamn song and dance routine, or some guy going, hey, you know, come out to the coast, let's get together, let's have a few laughs. That'd be weird. That'd be a complaint because who the fuck would be saying that in this, with what's going on? But I mean, Chernobyl was a horrible event in human history. It was a terrible accident that cost many people lives, not only instantly, but that's one of those things that for years and years and years people felt the effects of. Because as someone would say, imagine getting an x-ray, but now imagine that times 1,000. Or times 1,000,000 with x-rays. I mean, it's something I would never want to experience. And I think of the moment where Jared Harris, at this point, Stellan Skarsgård is being a bit of a douche, being a bit of a uptight ass. And he goes, let's fly over there. Let's fly over that plant. And the professor's going, no, we can't do that. Yes, we're going to do it or I'm going to shoot you. He says that to the pilot. And the professor goes, listen, let me tell you something. If you fly over there, you don't be begging for a bullet. Which is probably true because of what radiation would fucking do to you. And just the idea that just being in that area, these terrorists probably died off, or at least were sick, or at least were fucked up for the rest of their life. I mean, I'm guessing that's probably something that did happen. And, it's definitely something that makes you think. Like at the end, I don't know if I could be brave enough to be one of those 3 that goes, okay, you don't want to die no matter what, but you don't want to save millions. I mean, you like to think you could be brave and Superman, but I don't know. That's definitely something to ponder and think about, and a decision hopefully none of us have to make, especially anytime soon. But yeah, Chernobyl, if the event ever interests you, or you want to just see a program that gets you pulled in, involved, and has this, again, horror, slow building, horror, dread, atmospheric tone to it. Like, the score really helps. Like, I really enjoy the minimal, eerie musical score. It fits with the tone. It's not out of the blue trumpets and horns blaring or cheap jump scare type of music. No, this is very eerie music that again fits the mood. Tonally and totally fits the mood. So yeah. So far so good with Chernobyl. So thank you once again, Devon. Definitely something I could recommend. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.